my ears later.
Yeah, sorry, bitch.
Oops.
You worry about your fucking ears? I'll worry about your I don't know. Glad that's on tape.
Ever. It's never going away.
Clap. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
We're clapping now?
We gotta start the episode by shattering their ears. Yeah.
We do it again.
Alright. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to episode 4 of the Album Spotlight podcast.
Welcome.
This time we have a very special guest, Nathaniel.
Hi, it's me.
It is him.
This is our friend who also likes music.
We haven't done things to introduce ourselves.
Yeah,
Properly.
I don't know. We
it's
just said,
we're not the person from the thing, so.
Yeah. You can find.
to...
Yeah. No, I'm Freddie and I like music, and you're Noah and you like music.
Yeah.
I'm Nathaniel. I also like music.
Indeed.
So now we all know each other.
Yeah.
First time we're meeting, actually. Well, nice to meet you all.
Yeah.
Glad you let me in. I looked in the window and I saw this cool setup and I just thought, you guys might have been recording a podcast or something. So I decided.
Looks suspiciously like a podcast that might be about music.
Yeah, so I just decided to knock and I saw the record there on the wall and, I'm like, hey, I know that record. So I came in and, now we're here. Now we're going to talk about it.
We do frame every record we talk about on the wall.
That is true.
We're not lying about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what album did we listen to today?
We listened to the Texas Jerusalem Crossroads by Live to Experience.
This is a
You heard that right.
You heard
That is not an
that
AI-generated title. That is actually what it's called.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Texas-based post-rock, shoegaze, Christian rock outfit.
It is all of those things in equal measures.
And it excels on every single one of those.
Yeah, it is. They made one album in what?
2001.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was June 2001.
Pre 9/11.
Pre 9/11.
Okay, I don't know why.
Just barely.
Yeah.
That's a good way to track dates is posted pre 9/11.
Well, Freddie has a theory.
I in fact have a theory about this.
Oh, do tell.
So you saw those towers, you think a plane could do that? I don't know, man.
That's your theory?
There's gotta, you watch that explosion happen.
Less of a theory, more of a doubt.
Oh, okay, so
I'm just asking questions.
I thought your theory was going to be that all these records that came out during 9/11, were
No, my actual theory is...
He does have them.
Oh, okay.
You
notice, an actual theory. It's
more of an informed observation than a true theory, but it is.
Oh boy, is it informed.
Yeah, it is. Have you ever noticed post-rock, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the 90s was obviously the real heyday. So you had
Godspeed.
Talk, you had Godspeed, you had what?
Slint, yeah.
Bark Psychosis, Sigur Rós, yeah, there's so much, that was obviously the heyday, and you had, of course, the fake music, internet music, eras. There's the first wave and the second wave were both in the 90s, I believe.
I was gonna say, I don't know what the second wave is supposed to be.
I think
second
the second
wave
wave
of post-rock?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the second wave's Lift Your Skinny Fists, and I feel like it starts with
I guess, but then what is the third wave?
Starts with that. Well, the third wave is when it gets shit.
But
that's only a couple years later.
Sigur
Rós.
Yeah. What wave would that be?
That would be their heyday would be second wave. If we think of the second wave as F sharp, A sharp, the Fetus album, the which I won't try to pronounce the name of.
Yeah.
The Lift Your Skinny Fist. That's sort of around the mid 2000s. Very much the dominant strain is your explosions in the sky. This will destroy you. Fucking I don't know. God's an astronaut.
Not a fan of those.
Yeah.
Generally.
They're liked by some people. We're negative crowd on the commercial, boring, shimmery post-rock. Yeah. So yeah.
So what does it have to do with 9/11?
So you ever notice?
I'm waiting.
You ever notice the break point? If you had to pick a break point between these two things, it's fucking 9/11.
Like the first and second wave of post-rock specifically?
Like oh yeah,
The second
like
and third,
the
I
second
guess.
and third,
Second
I
and
guess
third.
by these.
The good and bad.
Yeah, like the good post rock and the bad post rock.
There's really only a good wave and a bad wave.
Yeah, that's really what I think of it as. There's like the good post rock in the '90s, and then you got stuff later, but like you got the good stuff, and then you have the bad stuff.
And you think 9/11 was the catalyst?
I think 9/11 was the catalyst, and maybe you could do some guess about I don't know, people just wanted to like hear some like explosions in the sky, be all sentimental and whatever, and they didn't want to listen to like Godspeed talk about cars burning and like the world ending.
Yeah, they're like the car's on fire, more like the building's on fire.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there were a lot of people at the wheel, so to speak.
The towers are all leering. And by leering, we mean exploding.
We're gonna get canceled so hard.
It's fine, we don't have an audience.
Yeah, we don't have an audience, and only like 3 people listen to Godspeed You, so no one's gonna get it.
Yeah.
They're just gonna think we're fucking psychos talking about towers and cars on fire.
They're just the driver.
Anyways.
I bet it somehow goes back to William Basinski and his
Yeah.
Disintegrations.
disintegration loops.
Yeah, maybe that was the thing. He disintegrated the rest of post rock.
He did.
He did!
There you go.
Oh my god.
It's like, oh shit. Someone else can make long songs by just like looping shit over and over again.
True.
We don't even like he doesn't even have to practice or anything. And,
Yeah, what do we even play or instruments?
yeah. They decided they didn't have to try.
Yeah.
You know Me Melancholia?
Yeah.
By him? You know that was
Hard.
actually, he just hit a few keys and then repeated them, that's all it is. It's not real music. Just like you said that it's gonna be just tapes.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
music.
that's
Yeah.
yeah.
By the way, is this a lie? Both those albums are very good.
Yeah.
Please listen to them.
Yeah, I mean, they're great.
We're being
We're being
fucking-
facetious.
Yeah.
But to get back on track to the Texas-Jerusalem Crossroads.
Anyways, this was pre 9/11.
Pre 9/11, which set off this whole debacle. I'm not sure if any of this is gonna make it in, but you know.
And then 9/11 happened and they broke up or didn't keep making music.
Yeah, they broke up immediately after releasing.
It really was, yeah, because that was the thing. Like they really like they literally cited that as part of the reason. Like nobody wanted to travel or something. Or was that them? No, that was something else. Was it them?
I don't know the specifics.
I don't know a lot of information about this.
I don't know.
I just read that the album came out and they basically disbanded almost immediately.
Yeah.
Like they never officially disbanded, but they basically just stopped making music together almost immediately after the first album came out. And then the singer went on to do solo stuff in like 2010, I think.
Yeah, like that. And this band is made of there's a vocalist and guitarist who is Josh Pearson. They have a bassist, Josh Browning. And they have a drummer, Andy Young, and I guess I'm looking here on the Wikipedia. They also have Scott Danborn on fiddle credited. I don't think he's like one of the official members, but he is on this album.
He's not on the cover. Not on the cover. Speaking of which, we should probably cover that before. Cover. Yeah. Okay. We should probably cover the.
Yeah.
We should cover the cover.
We should cover. So the first thing, anyone who's discovered this album in the wild, that probably the first thing you noticed about it.
Yeah. You're probably thinking, why is there this weird hip hop crunk southern cover on this?
There's a specific order of events that I think everybody goes through when they find out about this album. It's number one is they find it on Rate Your Music because that's one of the first results. Yeah, one of the first web results that comes up with this album.
True.
The second is you see the cover, which just looks like dirty South crunk shit.
Yeah, it is exactly. Apparently, they literally wanted like a pen and pixel style like Southern hip hop cover,
which is
why
like
what they actually.
Yeah, if you look at the original, there's no diamond crusted letters or anything. Like the re-releases cover.
I mean, it really looks like it could be like a 3-6 Mafia cover or something.
The next step would be that you see the genre tags, which we've discussed. And then you see that people actually say it's good.
Yeah.
And then you don't believe it, and you listen to it, and they were right.
Believe it. You believe it then,
Yeah.
I was baffled that this was actually good, because I saw the cover and I'm like, this is going to be fucking dog shit.
Yeah, it's like everyone will tell you, if they've heard it, they'll tell you it's good, but you just can't believe it because it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Which, I mean, kind of fits with the story of the album, which is also fairly ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean,
but in a very, like,
Yeah, we should describe what the story
The
is.
story basically is that Revelation Day is coming, and then God comes down to this band like, yo, you need to create a city in Texas, the New Jerusalem. And then he said, I'll make a deal with you, Mr. God. You make us the greatest rock band ever, and then we'll make a city for you. And then God goes, bet. And that's the story. So
the New Jerusalem is in Texas.
it's in Texas,
Yeah.
hence the...
That's a yes.
The name of the
Texas,
album.
Texas,
That's a big-
Jerusalem.
big part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the word I was looking for is sincere. Despite how odd and funny the baseline story is, the way that it's presented is so sincere, and you'd forget how stupid of a concept it is when you listen to it.
Yeah.
Because you get so enveloped by it.
Or Josh Pearson did an interview with I think it was Vice that I read that was very interesting, because of course it sounds like, you know, some like fascist to return the fatherland as like this mythical
Zionism.
it sounds like this
Boy Zionism.
it is literally it made a lot more sense to hear him talk about it. It's like, okay, you're not supposed to take it like very seriously.
No.
And like, I don't know, but like there's like the Pitchfork review, which is from way back in the day. Like,
Are they not picking up on
I've not read the Pitchfork.
they comment on how ridiculous it is, but they also say something about like, oh, we have Bush and we have like the NRA something, and now we have this. It's like,
so
they
don't.
like, you don't quite get what they're doing. Yeah, it's like not.
This album did a lot of damage to the culture, I would say.
Yeah, all the music nerds on the internet listening to this are all becoming, you know, hyper nationalist.
This album is definitely gonna make me vote for Trump.
Yeah. This did as much damage as that one country song that released right after 9/11 about...
Put a boot in your ass.
Yeah,
It's the American kid.
I was thinking about, what was that fucking Toby Keith?
Yeah.
Toby Keith,
Yeah, I was thinking, I forget what exactly spurred it, but I was thinking about that song listening to this week. I was like, huh.
Yeah, I mean, if you listen to that and then this, they clearly come from a different place.
Yeah. I mean, this thing mentions Palestine. I feel like if this was
Yeah, you don't say Palestine.
Yeah, you say
No,
Israel.
I didn't say that.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
say Israel, you don't say Palestine, but they say Palestine in this, so you know they're not fascists.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also, the only interview I saw with Josh T. Pearson, he made some comment about it. He's like, yeah, nothing is actually old here. It's a really new country, at least to white people, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's a caveat that somebody would make if they were just like an out and
Bible
out
thumping,
shithead.
craze man.
Yeah. Yeah, at least like to him, it's like humor is important in like telling something real. It feels much more like the sort of like personal story and love of where he's from, and like just
Is he
kind of
from
like
Texas?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Texas as they come.
Texas as they come.
I don't know. I think the way this album makes the most sense is if you just like think of it as like this sort of fantasy story, like this really kind of absurd fantasy story that has like a sort of emotional core to it. Yeah,
Very surreal.
yeah, it makes it. I don't know. It makes it make a lot more sense.
It almost has like Adult Swim energy or something.
Yeah.
Whenever he's like doing the preaching bits, it's very much like
Yeah, the one where, as you described, it's like him and the band making a deal with God. He's like, I'll make you a deal, Lord.
Yeah, I believe that.
He makes a deal. God doesn't make a deal with him, by the way. He makes a deal with God. Very important.
Yeah, it's really funny. Like,
He said, Lord, I'll make you a deal. I will if you give me a smash hit so I can build a city on the hill. And he said, son, I will if you will.
but like throughout the album, even though he like does have this attitude of reverence, or at least the narrator does.
Yeah.
It's never the self-flagellation that's inherent to most Christianity.
I know.
Yeah.
It's funny how, like, yeah, I mean, you know, like, we're the best band in the whole damn land, and Texas is the
Texas is the reason.
Yeah, it's pretty, like, self-aggrandizing, which is really funny.
Yeah, he's... Like, there's no point where they feel like they have to, like, humble themselves.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, we fucking rock and we're instruments of God.
Yeah.
It's just really funny.
There's never a moment of like, oh, we are born to sin. Like, it's like, no, we're just the messengers.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is, like, a line about, like, and they will be judged for their sin, but it's, you never really think that, like, they have that much to, like, apologize for. Like, they don't give you much of an impression of that in the lyrics. Yeah, this is, like, while it is technically a Christian rock album because it is a very aggressively Christian, it's also, like, it's not at all that in the same way as any other Christian rock album probably, like, ever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, Nathaniel knows. We
were born and raised with Caleb.
Yeah.
Which was a radio station that played contemporary Christian rock. So if you're ever in the Center County area, listen to Caleb.
Yeah, church at least twice a week for me for like 18 years.
Really, twice a week?
Oh yeah, Wednesday nights, bro.
Why Wednesday? Like, isn't Sunday the church day?
That's
Sunday's the church day.
Sunday's the church
and
day.
then Wednesday night is youth group.
Oh, youth group. Okay.
And then sometimes we'll get a third one in there because it would either be a third or a fourth one in there actually, because sometimes there's a Sunday night service also, which is more of a just kind of like sit and pray type of thing, and then also like the worship band rehearsals. Yeah, I used to play Christian rock.
Yeah. This dude gets it. This dude
could
have made this album
easy.
It fucking was.
Yeah.
I remember, I mean, eventually I started improvising. I was getting into the Grateful Dead, and I started to just try to do, like, Jerry Garcia guitar solos over
That's, like,
stuff.
Hilarious trying to do Jerry Garcia guitar solos in your fucking church band.
Yeah, but they fucking loved it because the other guitarists started copying me.
Really?
Yes, absolutely they did. And I bet they still do it there. Not gonna say which church it was. But, we'll see if I keep that part in.
You come back and they're all like fucking deadheads.
They're never gonna trace it. But yeah, I would like literally just pull up whatever, like, the tab of like whatever key we were in, and like solo in the pentatonic. And I remember the best, what I felt was like my best performance was one time that I was too busy to practice that week. So I just went in completely unpracticed, and they just like had the chord sheets in front of me, and I just like played without practicing anything.
Yeah.
True jazz musician.
Yeah.
Well, when it's C chord, G chord, A minor.
Yeah.
Well, suffice to say, this is probably the greatest Christian-related album I mean, one of them.
There's lots of great albums that are like Christian-ish, but like
all of Kendrick. So like there's
but like straight up like Christian rock.
Yeah,
when it's part of the Christian entertainment business, it's separate from everything else. Even when it's trying to cross over, it just always has the stink on it.
Yeah, and of course this is like part of why this can be so good is because it is, clearly not in that world.
Yeah.
The people who like this are like, fucking internet music nerds.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know.
Usually Christian rock's just like a copy of something else that already exists. This feels legitimately like, not like original, because like, Godspeed, whatever. But like, it doesn't sound just like, oh, that's just a copy of insert this.
Yeah.
Like
It doesn't quite sound like anything that like this mix. Like, there are other bands that have done some post rock and shoegaze, but they do have their own sound on here.
Yeah, they definitely they have a sound.
Yeah.
You hear the Godspeed. You hear like they
Excellent a little bit.
Yeah, that sort of the dynamics definitely excellent. The sort of
There's a train.
The
So
train,
I heard that, I'm like, oh, they must like Godspeed.
Oh,
yeah. I guess you
train in my post rock song.
Yeah, I guess you're good. Yeah, I love the use of the train on this because of course that's like a thing. That's like the thing on Into the Storm where they're like getting on the train and going into the whatever, and I don't know. They like
into the whatever. They're going into the storm.
into the storm. God damn it.
Yeah, say it with your chest.
Say it with, yeah.
See, like you made it Friday.
But yeah, they use like train samples all over this album, and it's always really cool.
Yeah.
Is Into the Storm the one where it's like just a lot of noisy guitars, and then a train comes in and it's all crescendos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the tracks are awesome in a pretty similar way.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
When I first listened to this, so it's like a lot of the tracks kind of like... It feels like one huge track. It doesn't feel like...
It's really like an album rather than like a, I mean, yeah, it's a big post-rock concept album.
Yeah, all the song titles like form like a sentence.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, have you noticed that?
I didn't. I just did now.
Just as was told, down came the angels, falling from cloud 9 with crippled wings, waiting to hit the ground so soft. These are the days when we shall touch down with the prophets. So that one's a little iffy. To guard and to guide you into the storm.
The hidden song.
Into the Storm, the hidden
following
song.
1406 silence after Into the Storm, CD editions. And so that's the Wikipedia.
We're reading Wikipedia articles on this podcast.
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. But,
verbatim, bitch.
He does say with crippled wings a lot in this album.
He does. There's a good few of those.
Yeah.
He says a lot of the time. God, that sounds so cool.
Yeah. I don't know why that was the voice I gave to him. He doesn't really sound like that. Crippled wings.
It's Carl.
Carl!
That's my favorite bit when we do Carl Weezer impression and he just says his own name.
That's the best with any impression. You're like, I'm
Carl. Jimmy's mom. Texas Jerusalem Crossroads. I just found a cool new post-rock album, Jimmy.
Waiting to hit with crippled wings.
My mom let me listen to this one because it's crisp and all.
That's not even Carl, it's the teacher, isn't it? Though?
Aww.
Yeah, it's like a hybrid of him and the teacher. Like, what's her name? Yeah, she's like
the one that looks like the giant bird.
Yeah,
doesn't she sound like a bird?
She does.
Yeah.
You can't listen to
God.
Texas isn't Jerusalem at all. You're gonna fail your geography class.
I don't know. I don't remember what she sounds like, honestly.
Yeah, I remember.
Is what she
Oh, was that it? Did I do it?
Isaac James Neutron.
I was basically doing a little bit of Marge too.
This album sucks, Homer. Homie, we can't listen to this. It's satanic. It's sacrilegious. Sacrilegious. Texas isn't in the Bible.
Okay, so when he keeps talking, I'm sorry, I know this is going back to the album, which I know is a little, I don't know if that's what we're talking about, but I know.
We just do whatever we want.
Whatever we want, we'll cut out what we don't need.
Yeah, fuck it.
When he talks about angels, is the band the angels with the crippled wings, or is he talking about literal angels with crippled wings that are coming down?
I never considered that.
I always thought he was talking to angels.
Okay,
that's a good question. Yeah,
I didn't know because I got inklings of that, but also there's moments where I'm like, is he the angel?
Isn't he because on Down Came the Angels, they like go up into the clouds or whatever, and like they make some deal like if you want wings, you have to like. You live your life or something with that, or
something like that.
Something like that.
Pull up those lyrics.
And then he falls from cloud 9 on the 3rd track.
Right.
So it's like that's like him coming down.
In exchange for the wings he requires your life for this.
In exchange for the wings he requires your life for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if the crippled wings was him, but
yeah.
I don't probably not. That's too sacrilegious.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah,
they go a lot farther than like a normal Christian rock band would.
Yeah, it is definitely.
This is like doomsday shit.
Yeah, this could
upset.
This could be pretty upsetting to like real evangelical Christians.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I listened to this and I was like, oh, a Christian rock album. Maybe I'll show my dad this, but I listened to it first because my dad's a Christian. Mm-hmm. And after listening to it, like I'm not showing my dad this.
Yeah. It really has like almost no similarities with any other Christian rock album. Like every single element of it is like way farther than a Christian rock album or band would go.
Yeah.
Instrumentally, lyrically, every single aspect of it.
We haven't really talked about the instrumentals. They're beautiful. But
They have
gorgeous.
It's just the three of them occasionally with a fiddle, and they create like so
They
much
make that
sound.
sound like they're sometimes playing a fiddle, like that, like there's no other sounds, and every once in a while they play a fiddle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just guitar.
Yeah.
Maybe it always sounded like that to me.
Like sometimes it's the three of them with a fiddle.
They're all just like talking or something.
They're like
pass around
they're like
the
crowding around the fiddle.
Yeah.
They're like doing
I saw a band. They were opening for Disturbed, and they, I believe it was Nothing More, and they all crowded around a bass or a guitar or something that was like on some stand, and they were all just like kind of like slapping at it. It was really weird.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was cooler than anything Disturbed did.
Yeah.
I mean, it is Disturbed we're talking about.
Yeah, I'll recant the anecdote. Yeah, when I saw Disturbed, they were really angry at the crowd for not
being excited enough.
Yeah, not being excited enough, not cheering enough for the encore.
Yeah, like they got upset.
Yeah, they hadn't played Down with the Sickness yet, and then
No one gave a shit.
Yeah, they walked off, and everyone was just like kind of like still sitting down. I mean, it was like a lot of middle-aged people, and yeah, they came back out. David Draymond from Disturbed, and he was just angry. He was like, you guys would be standing up and cheering for your fucking football games, and then everyone kind of like bullied the crowd into cheering more, and then they played Down with the Sick.
What is with those like new metal like bands from the 90s and of like all the leads being fucking dicks?
Yeah, I mean they're also like chuds. They're
all very chuddy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're right wingers. Like they're Thin Blue Line.
Are they?
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I knew Five Finger Death Punch was. I didn't know Disturbed.
Yeah, Disturbed. I don't know if it's like public, but I've like seen it on their Instagram and shit.
Yeah.
Lovely.
And I think the guitarist has a guitar now that says like cancel culture or something.
Did you see someone from Kiss tweeted out stuff about trans issues?
No, I hope he was an ally.
He was not.
I'm not surprised.
And then everyone on Twitter was like, dude, you dressed up in makeup for like how many years, and now you're like getting all upset that people are.
I know it's like
Yeah.
always.
It's always like those are the people like they're now they're saying things that just perfectly align with like the whole like fundamentalist Christian people, and then they were like way back in the day they were like the people that were like
fighting against the satanic panic.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, how are you going to be part of the glam rock movement and be anti-trans? Like, what's wrong with you? Come on.
Like, have a little bit of like self-awareness. Like maybe you should stay away. Whatever.
God damn.
Anyway,
hopefully this band isn't chuds. I feel like they're not.
Well, that anecdote you said where he was saying like America's not old for white people.
Yeah,
I feel like if he was a chud, he would.
Just like pretend that didn't happen.
Yeah, I think they seem like just like nice people who are like just like generally.
I mean, you see the album cover; they seem like lovely individuals.
Yeah.
They also will occasionally swear on this album, which is a no-no in most Christians.
Yeah, not allowed to do that.
He says shit at one point.
He does say shit.
He says the best damn band.
Yeah.
The whole damn.
A whole damn.
That made me wince, bro. That was like, ooh,
man,
that got me.
We gotta swear the Christian album.
Ooh, that was spicy. Fuck, dude.
That's Satan coming out of his throat right there.
Shout out the first track on this album is an absolute fucking masterpiece.
Oh,
It's so good.
What an opener.
It's
just as was told.
Just as was told. It like perfectly sets up what this whole album is about. And it has this thing with like that's the one it has a train bit on it. It has this awesome moment where like the train you hear like a train sample and then they like speed up. It's like feels like they're like sprinting after the train.
Mm-hmm.
Like the band is keeping pace with the train. It's like so cool. And it has like it sets up the big like shoegazy stuff, and then there's this it's sort of like he's doing vocals that are sort of like spoken word, and then there's this awesome moment like halfway through, 2/3 of the way through the track or something, where he just finally breaks out into full singing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's this huge like gigantic tremolo guitar thing. It is so good. It is like cathartic as fuck. Yeah.
Singing death, victory awaits.
This first track really is like a microcosm of the whole album.
Yeah.
Like, this is what you should be expecting. The cover, don't worry about that. This is what you should be.
Yeah, if you hate the first track for some reason, just turn it off.
Yeah, you won't like the rest of the album, especially towards the end where it gets even more out there. And there's actually like I remember like a noisy bit.
Yeah, there's
occasionally
there's a few.
It has a lot of energy to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it has like the rhythm section is pretty muscular.
Yeah,
it is.
The drum sound is really, really punchy, which is pretty unique for these genres. It just really comes through and
shook my car when I was listening to it.
Yeah, that combined with the bass sound, which is just so thick.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like provides this fantastic low end for these walls of sound coming from the guitar. Which is like plugged into multiple amps with multiple effects.
Yeah,
happening. I'm pretty sure
the guitar is so thick, thick and fat.
Yeah, he plays with a Leslie speaker apparently.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, which is
for you guitar people out there. There you go.
Yeah, the bass, it's interesting. It's even like it's really warm. It's got a lot of high end to it. Feels like it almost should be like conflicting with the guitar for the high end space because there's so much like fuzz to it. It's a very interesting sound, but it really
but what the bassist is playing doesn't like always follow the guitar. It's usually being pretty melodic, so I think that's like why it has its own pocket in the mix.
Yeah. I mean, there's moments where like everything cuts out and just the bass, and you're like, oh, it's really beautiful. Like the sound of that bass, and then everything comes back. You're like, God, everything just fits together so well. I don't think there's a single track on here where I'm like, oh, this is too loud. This part's blah blah blah. Like all the way through, I think it's great production.
I assume what we were all listening to, because the streaming version is the remaster from like 2016, I think.
Yeah, that's what I listened to.
It's which I think the band like that version better. Okay. It was one of those, but some people swear by the original one. The original one was mixed by it was Robin Guthrie and I forget the other guy's name from Cocteau Twins. Cool that, I mean, it's very cool they were involved in this, that they were sold on this weird band. It's just like a weird random band from Texas. But yeah, apparently it was like they didn't have the money to fly the band out to mix it, so they sort of had to do, there was like a weird thing. So it was just like a little too cheap. It didn't quite have the input that they wanted, and so it just didn't quite.
That's a shame.
But yeah, I certainly really like how the remaster sounds. I haven't properly seeked out and tried to listen to the original one.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, well, but yeah.
But I mean, the remaster sounds great. So if the original is better, then that means either way you're gonna.
Either way you'll have a good time. Yeah. If the remaster sounds as good and the original's better, then you already have a great sound with this remaster. So.
Yeah. Good ass shit.
Good ass shit. I don't know. That's stupid.
That's staying in. That is staying in.
Yeah. This is like blackmail material.
Yeah. Falling from Cloud 9 is a very good track.
That's probably my favorite track on the album.
Oh, it's a real banger.
Yeah, it's probably the most like you could show this track to somebody and be like, oh, okay. Yeah. Like that's maybe one of the only tracks I could think of where you're like outside of the album, because a lot of this really like I couldn't see myself being like waiting to hit. Gotta just turn that on.
Yeah.
Like really the only one I could think of is Falling from Cloud 9's a good time.
The vocals are very passionate on that one. A lot of the time they're pretty deadpan, which I think is great for this style, especially like the deadpan like contrasted with just how ridiculous the lyrics are.
Yeah.
It makes it's like he sounds so serious.
It's like this story of three Texas boys. An angel of the Lord came down.
He's like, I got some shit to tell you.
He's narrating a post-apocalyptic cowboy film.
It's awesome. But yeah, Falling from Cloud 9 is like probably the closest it gets to being like anthemic. On the album. Yeah, it's great.
Oh man, they got some like there's some fat guitars on this. It's so
yeah.
If you I don't know, it feels like these giant clouds.
Hence the name.
Hey, that's just like the song.
Hey.
You did it on purpose, Friday, and you know, that's really smart.
It's thematic.
I like how you did that, Friday. That's really cool.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, give me a high five.
I saw that clip the mic from
Wow,
here.
editor Noah's gonna really appreciate that.
Yep. Oh, I can't wait.
Early onset tinnitus.
Yeah. I really like the progression of These Are the Days.
That's
Yeah.
probably my favorite song. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that it's so energetic in the first half.
Yeah.
They're just ripping. And that's the one with the.
Yeah, it's like this like kind of American
Yeah.
football style, like windy.
Yeah, with like a
guitars.
hint of country in its DNA. I feel
Yeah.
like in the guitars there, or like bluegrass or something, and then the second half is just this like spacey like psychedelic jam.
Yeah.
With the whole second half
That's
of
so
it.
cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
seamless.
Doesn't the train come back at the end, towards the end of that track?
Yeah.
Who
I was
does it?
thinking of the wrong.
Oh yeah.
Because we're
Love
simply
that.
the best band in the whole damn land, and Texas is the reason.
Yeah, there's a theory that like the Texas is the reason part refers to the emo band Texas is the Reason.
Oh, were they just a fan?
I don't know. I don't know why they would like. I don't know what that means if it's true.
That would be so awesome if like the whole album was built around being able to say that one line.
If that's actually, I respect them. If that's actually what they did, I respect that.
The Genius Lyrics page presumptuously capitalizes Texas is the reason
Yeah.
for that.
And if you go up and you look, it is not.
Yeah, the genius annotations in this album are really hilarious because like sometimes they'll take it like so seriously.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. They'll like try to describe it in this very. They'll be like they mean this exact thing. It's like.
That's kind of what Genius always.
They could have just got like.
They're allergic to humor.
Yeah, they could have just gotten
Awesome.
fucked up and wrote like, wouldn't this be funny for like a reverend to sing and say these words, and
Yeah.
then they made
Yeah.
the instrumentals fucking beautiful to contrast the absurdity of the lyrics. But no.
Yeah, I'll put out. I don't know. The track "Waiting to Hit" always we've talked about it a bit. It always cracks me up because it's literally about like talking to God and being like, "Give us a smash hit."
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
we can,
it's
like,
a
spread our
smash.
So we can spread the message and build a city on the hills. And the guy's like,
Which song on here was the smash? Which song on here was
Yeah.
ever going to be the smash?
yeah, when I heard that, I was like, well, I guess God lied to you. It didn't fucking happen.
And I was like, I guess this is like it's hilarious. It's like so he like says it, he like delivers it so earnestly. It's
Yeah.
like talking about like being a rock and it's like the culmination of rock and roll is in making this album to like
Yeah.
spread it to spread the message.
Yeah,
it's
they really
hilarious.
say that on one track. They're like, "This is what rock and roll's been leading up to."
And you know
And
what?
they're fucking right.
They're right.
Yeah,
They're
right.
absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
rock has
think-
been dead ever since then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
name one good
Post
rock
rock.
album after this. You can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
There are so many goddamn claps on this fucking recording.
Honestly, this is less chaotic so far than I thought it was going to be.
We shall touch the worlds will shake when these touch down.
I'm really curious, like where the fucking band name came from.
Yeah, I have
That
no
I couldn't
clue.
Find. Like,
It sounds vaguely Christian. I get
it's
the most literal interpretation I could think of is like raising your hands like in worship or something. But
Yeah.
I feel like they don't listen to Christian contemporary,
yeah.
or at least they don't want to make that kind of music.
It's like lift this album onto your speakers to experience it.
Was
Lift
the idea
yourself.
to have only one album? Because if so, maybe they're referring to going to Cloud 9. If not, then I have no clue.
I mean, it always strikes me as sounding like instructions on like a fucking like Bop It or something.
Live to experience.
Lift to
Twist it, lift it,
to experience.
To
it.
experience.
bop it.
How do I do that? How do I do that?
You don't. Unless you listen.
Bop it. Experience. It might be on the post rock point. It might be worth saying that there have recently been some. It's almost like a
Swans
resurgence.
trilogy are extremely good.
Yes,
Yeah.
those are some of the best albums ever made. Black Country New Road has been doing awesome shit.
Yeah, like there's
And Godspeed's still speeding on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they've
there's
made
some
some pretty good stuff since like 2010.
Yeah.
You know, like yeah.
Even Zeros.
And it's not like a lot of those post rock things are like terrible music. It's just boring.
Yeah.
Boring, yeah.
There's nothing. It's just nothing happens.
Did I ever tell you that I ordered This Is Happening by LCD Sound System on vinyl, and then I got a copy of
The Earth is not a cold
The Earth
dead-
is Not a Cold Dead Place by Explosions in the Sky instead. That's what came in the mail.
What did you do with that one? Did you return it?
Well, I heard it was good, so
Oh, no, you
I
opened
opened
it. No.
and then I played it, and it was fucking mediocre.
Yeah.
It was so goddamn boring, and I've never listened to it again.
That's the
And
real
then
reason we hate it.
Yeah, and then I just bought the LCD Sound System.
The worst thing you can be for me musically is boring. Because, like, The Big Day, horrible. But it's fun to talk about. But,
Yeah.
you can really only say so much about it's quiet and then it gets loud and explosions to repeat.
Explosions are in the sky, and then they're not in the sky anymore.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's talk about a good post-rock album.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll point out as on the topic of lyrics, a place I thought was really sticks out to me on Down with the Prophets. The end of it, he says this thing. You may not need God now, but you'll need him then. After all the alcohol, when the room really starts to buzz, which is a very kind of abstract thing. But I see him mention around. He says on this album, and he says like around that he has that he's had problems with alcohol.
Yeah.
So I bet that's him just like talking to himself, and that's just like a thing
Like,
that
out of character.
yeah, like that's like the album version of him talking to like the real version of him.
Ah.
That's my bet. What that is it's like this little personal like note in there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Makes sense. I'm assuming the guy's actually Christian, because
Yeah.
I feel like if you got to either grow up Christian and or be Christian to make an album like this.
Yeah, that's the sense I got from the early interview. He sort of seems like just like sort of cool Christian.
Yeah.
I thought that was really
Yeah, it's a cool lyric. It sounds like a Swans lyric.
yeah.
I need alcohol.
You know, I was remarking how like we managed to get this far in the podcast without referencing Swans.
God damn it!
I mean, we're talking about a post-rock album. What are you gonna do?
I mean, you mentioned it.
Oh yeah, you did.
No, I did.
No, it
I
was
did.
you. Did you mention the trilogy?
I think I broke the. I think
Okay.
I brought up that there was. I was going to.
you know, good ones, and I was like, okay, I gotta say it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, that's
Our
gonna be-
Swan's cherry's been popped.
I don't like that. I say some foul shit, but that's pretty gross.
But yeah, the song "Down with the Prophets" is super cool. It's honestly, it's not, it's like all acoustic. It's got lots of fiddle, lots of acoustic guitar, but it's got like a really cool progression to it, and it's really I love the like.
Awesome.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that makes me feel things.
Yeah, it's the thing. That's like a thing. I don't know. I feel like people talk about how cool like the sort of post rock shoegaze stuff is, but like the like ambient sections and like these like chill more chill acoustic sections. And honestly, this track is pretty high energy. It almost sounds like Comus or something, like the way they're with the fiddle and the way.
Anytime the fiddle comes in on this album, it goes hard.
Yeah, oh man, it's a great combo.
Every track's good. I
Fucking
really
bass.
love When We Shall Touch. You know, kind of slows things down a bit.
Yeah.
And I love the choir thing he does. Like, I think the first time he does it is Down Came the Angels.
Yeah.
Where, like, he just, like
with a couple.
I think it's his own voice.
His
I don't
voice,
think it's,
yeah. Like
but
double, yeah.
you hear that and you're like, oh, that's like something you hear in, like, a Southern church. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Very
there's-
on point.
There's a lot of like genuine spirituality to this album.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Which makes it, like, if it was just a joke album, I feel like it wouldn't hit as hard if it wasn't.
Yeah.
Like, there's real, like, you can tell, like, oh, this is coming from
Yeah.
a place of actual faith, even if it's, like, conceptually kind of a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll shout out The Ground So Soft. They did this really cool droney thing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the guitar. It's like.
There was a riff on here, I forgot which song it was, that reminded me of the New Liturgy album.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a tremolo thing. It was like, it mirrored the fiddle. I forgot what track that was on.
Yeah, that sounds right. I don't.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know either. But
It happens at some point every
Yeah.
time. I'm like, oh yeah, this
Yeah.
makes me do a stank face.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Liturgy.
bass guitar.
That's average liturgy fan.
True.
Fucking like hunched up like.
I love liturgy so much.
Into the Storm might be one of my favorites too.
Yeah, Into the Storm goes fucking hard.
That's like that
So
one's
good.
like kind of heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's got some noise, like the shit where it's like the feedbacky, noisy shit.
Yeah,
I think that's what I've been thinking of this whole time because I think
Yeah.
a train comes in midway through that.
Yeah.
that makes sense.
That might be what I'm thinking of. I don't know if I said this on the podcast or this before, but first time I listened to this, I just sat there for 15 minutes in silence, not realizing there was a hidden track. I just thought it was like, oh, this
Yeah.
is part of the track. It must be like
Yeah.
something must happen. Like there must be like a noise. It's nothing. It's literally just sound for 15 minutes, and then the next track happens. So
Yeah, it's kind of this like instrumental drony
Yeah.
jam mostly.
Yeah.
Shout out to albums that do away with the hidden track shit and
Yeah,
just like
Jesus.
cut out the silence and put the hidden track at the end.
Yeah.
thank you, Tool, by the way, when you put streaming on, that you didn't keep the last thing as a hidden track and just cut out the silence and put
Yeah.
whatever disputed or whatever it was at the end. Because goddamn, listening to it on CD is just like I don't even remember. It's like a long while of silence.
It is kind of funny listening to Undertow on CD because there's like 68 tracks of silence or something, and you just like see it counting up to 69 before.
Yeah.
It goes to the end track.
I remember when I fucking burned that to my iTunes. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Just like 69 tracks of silence. Like, what is this? Each one's a second.
The things that we've lost in the age of streaming.
Yeah.
People are
Don't get that
gonna
anymore.
listen to October Rust and be like, what the fuck is this beginning, and not understand
Yeah.
that it sounds like a fucked up record. But you know, all these. There's all the ways that bands could fuck with their audience. They no longer can do it.
I don't know. It is kind of. It's always. It feels like archaeology finding hidden tracks on streaming. You're like, I guess I'll just like skip this.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, this would have been very strange one day.
Yeah, it's like you see Into the Storm on streaming and you're like, oh my god, it's 29 minutes now.
No.
It's like
No.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
When I first saw the runtime, I'm like, oh, this is actual post rock now.
Yeah.
Not that it wasn't before, but most post rock is like fucking long.
Yeah.
We're getting post as fuck right now.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm getting posted.
Dude,
I ain't talking Postmates, I'm talking posted.
Dude, I'm so fucking posted right now.
I'm posted up.
You're so fucking dumb. If you're listening to this, I'm so sorry.
I'll cut out what I see fit. Which might be none of those.
Yeah,
Might all go
you
in.
really do need to cut out your address, though. Or beep it.
Yeah.
And if you did cut it out, then, by the way, Noah said his full address.
No, I didn't. I mentioned the
Was it
name
Fre-
of the complex.
Was it
but-
Freddie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I just wanted to.
Yeah, Freddie knows that Freddie
I didn't
talks
dox
Noah.
myself. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank God I'm the one clipping this together.
Because if you know, Freddie's a mean
Yeah.
son of a bitch. He'd leave that in.
It's gonna be 2 hits.
Yeah, I love this thing. I mean, it's just like it's this thing. I mean, it's like so apocalyptic. Like they're going like through this thing, and he's talking about like if people die, you won't have time to bury them. Just like keep going, and like everyone will come back into life at the end. But you need to like it's gonna get a lot worse before it gets better. And
Yeah, he keeps saying that. That's
Like,
such a
yeah.
great, like, what does he say? It's going to get a hell of a lot worse before it gets better. So,
Yeah.
so you better something.
yeah.
I remember the first time I heard that, I'm like, that sounds like Daughters. Like, it
Yeah.
sounds like the
Yeah.
world is
Yeah,
ending.
It's like so dark, and yeah, this thing about like you won't be home for Christmas this year.
Mhm.
You'll be you take like towards Texas. Yeah,
that's
the
a
thing-
big deal for a Christian.
Yeah,
I can make them for Christmas or dying.
Chris.
It just kind of, cut there. Nothing happened in between. And if anyone asked, nothing happened. So, anyways, so I loved this album.
Me too, man.
A
Me
lot.
too.
I hope one day I can do guitar tones like that.
Yeah,
I have no clue how they did a lot of the shit. Like, sound-wise, honestly.
Yeah, I heard that it was some like somehow he hooked up the guitar with multiple amps,
yeah,
which is pretty cool, and I'd like to do that at some point if I can figure out how to do that.
yeah.
Step 1, get 2 amps.
Yeah, that's a big step.
Have 2 amps. One of them is kind of shit.
Yeah. But you can have like your Burzum amp, and then you have
The Burzum
amp.
Yeah, I just like poke holes in it to make it like more obviously shit. Just like always distorted.
Just covering a bunch of like shitty early 2000s like stickers, like the frowny faces and shit.
Life is good.
Yeah, life is good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you liked it. I was a little afraid that we were gonna recommend this to you, and then
You'd be like, "What the fuck is this?"
yeah, you're just gonna come on and be like, "Well, I'm glad you guys liked it. I was bored."
No, I wasn't bored. I don't think there's a single moment. Like, I don't think this feels its runtime.
Yeah,
The only time I was bored was waiting for 15 minutes of silence.
Yeah, it doesn't just not feel its runtime because 14 of its minutes of its runtime are silence before the hidden track.
Yeah.
Just considered like hour and 10 minute or whatever.
It's legitimately a good post-rock album, which I was not expecting when you guys told me to listen to this. So
yeah, it's one of the most delightful absurdities in music.
I don't know. It's just like one of those albums that's just like so weird. It just came like totally out of nowhere by a band that just like made something and then just like fucked off.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of albums I really love that are kind of like that, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. This one is particularly like idiosyncratic.
what American football should have been.
Yeah.
Made the album and fuck off and don't come back and make mediocre music.
I heard the third one was good.
Really?
I heard. I don't know. I haven't listened to it.
Well, I'm gonna listen to it now. If it's not, I'm gonna be really, really upset.
Well, don't shoot the messenger because I haven't listened to it.
Hey, is that a reference?
Yes.
This album? We're just the messengers?
It's the Messengers. Yeah, what was it? Yeah, we're the Messengers.
Don't shoot the members of Lift to Experience.
Yeah.
Please, God, don't kill those poor people.
I know.
Those poor bastards.
But knowing bands recently, I'm sure the drummer's gonna come out and like be like a Trumpy turf or something.
It's always the rhythm section.
Yeah.
See you
And
around,
that's because they can't
audience.
hear. So
I may or may not be back. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's actually about.
Shout out System of a Down's drummer.
Well, I would recommend this album.
Me too, quite highly.
I would as well. I think you need to have a sense of humor. I think I don't know if this is a good introduction to post-rock, but I think generally if you are if you like shoegaze, if you like post-rock, and you're okay.
Or if you like Christian rock.
Well, I was gonna say, if you like Christian rock, you might not like this. But if you like those two things and you have a sense of humor about things, this album's definitely worth the listen time. Just remember that last track is not 30 minutes. 15 minutes of it is silence. You can skip the 15 minutes. Don't do what I did.
I'll see you around, audience.
I may or may not be back. I'm not sure. Bye!
See ya!